Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. जय श्री गांधर के गिरिधारी चैतन्य महाप्रभु की सर्वज्ञ विनाश लक्ष्मी नरसिंह भगवान की भक्त श्रमणि भक्त प्रहलाद महाराज की पतित पावन श्री प्रभुपाद की जय गौ प्रेमा. Hare Krishna. One thing I'd like to say. So when I'm doing Kirtan part, so Shravanam and Kirtana both should happen. So you all should sing along with me. So our heart is filled with so many contaminations. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. So, and it's very difficult to chant the holy names of the Lord. And you get opportunity by, see, I'm not saying that I am a devotee here, but still, when there is association of devotees, you'll get an opportunity to chant the holy names of God. So you should all utilize that. When I'm doing Kirtan part, you can see your children and Mataji also. That's standing at that time, you all should clap hands and start singing. So heart gets purified by loudly chanting, by participating in the Kirtan, and by clapping the hands. Even our, what we call the Reiki, even that changes. The lines on the hands will turn to auspiciousness. So this all are given in scriptures. Even if you don't believe it, forget what's wrong in doing. What you're going to lose by this? Automatically your heart gets purified. Immediately you can realize the auspicious atmosphere surrounded. Just by loudly doing Kirtan. In the house, if you do, the negative energy just disappears. So many good things will happen in our life. Only thing we have to take up little seriously and execute in our life. Okay, yes. So now today let us start with the 17th chapter. Chandrasekhar Prabhu, do you have some announcements?
No, Prabhu, we'll do the announcement in the end. Prabhu. We'll continue.
Once again, welcome all for today's session, the 17th chapter, the division of faith. So now this chapter starts with the question of Arjuna. So Arjuna is very compassionate. Yesterday, I hope you all heard what was the conclusion of Krishna in the 16th chapter. He says, whoever follows the scriptures, they are divine. Who don't follow the scriptures, they are demons. That's it. So who don't follow the scriptures go to the hell. Who follow the scriptures, they attain the supreme. It's clear, crystal clear. And now with the compassion, Arjuna is asking the question, what will be their situation who don't follow the scriptures? So in this chapter, Krishna is explaining the division of faith. What will be their outcome of not following the scriptures? Simple, not following Bhagavad Gita, not it. Seriously. Okay. So we all can start this with Mangalacharan. So no need to say, because this is the 17th chapter. Almost every day I'm saying the same thing. We are nowhere qualified to understand these things. So only by our humble prayers, by the mercy of Guru Krishna, somewhere we might be able to understand as it is. Understanding is different. Understanding as it is, which penetrates our heart, contaminated heart, and just cleans our heart and gets to this real knowledge as it is, transcendental knowledge. It's really very difficult, but definitely by the mercy of Guru and Krishna, it's possible. So let us all humbly pray. So please join along with me by folded hands. You can chant this mantra. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nama Om Ishtapadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swaminiti Namine Nama Acharya Padaya Nityakripapadaya Nagora Gatadhamadaya Nagaragram Mukam Karoti Vachalam Bangam Langayate Girimet Kripatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramanandam Madhavam Shaitam. Okay, so before starting, let us show our gratitude, thanks, and humble obeisances to His Divine Grace, Abhay Charanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, by whose mercy we are at least able to understand this Bhagavad Gita as it is in a very easiest manner. These are all very difficult to understand, but we are able to understand it because we are hearing in our language that what we are studying, that is English, Kannada, whatever the language is. Otherwise, it's very difficult. Okay. Now, before going to the 17th chapter, 16th chapter, what all we discussed. So under the acronym DOOR, divine and demonic qualities, here Krishna is giving 26 divine qualities and 6 demonic qualities. And other aspects, that is A, B, C, D, and the outlook and the opinion of the demons. So we saw how is their belief, their attitude, their characteristics, their qualities, many things. And especially now, there are 3 gates for the hell. That is lust, anger, greed. Kama, Krodha, Lobha. Our heart is filled with it, isn't it? So we are ready to go to the hellish planets now. So it has to be purified. And that purifies only by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra loudly, so that gets okay. And how to overcome them? Choice is ours. The ball is in our court. We can choose whether to follow Bhagavad Gita or not to follow. Just whatever we are hearing, let us implement in our life, or let us not implement. It's up to us. You see, sometimes we have, in the previous also, we have studied that Arjuna is asking a question. Some decisions or some activities, even beyond my better judgment, by intelligence, I'm committing offenses. Why is that? Krishna says there, Kamayesha, Krodesha, Rajoguna, Samadham. Because of our lust. So here, even sometimes we think, yes, I can continue chanting, I can continue offering to the Lord. Why do I need devotees? I can do myself. Never you can. I hope if devotees who are here from many years also, you can ask them. We cannot do it. But when we are in devotees association, every day hearing about it, hearing about the experiences and many other things, we also feel to be in them. We also feel to do devotional service. In that way, it is possible. Without devotee association, it's not possible. That's why A, B, C, D, A association is more important. So in the every morning we have chanting sessions. I don't know because I have not attended. I don't know how many are attending there. So I request everyone to attend chanting sessions. So that we call it as next level. That's what you see in this quiz part also. Next level. Are you willing to join for the next level? So just say yes and join for the morning sessions. That's it. Okay. Now, today's chapter, 17th chapter, what are we going to see? Faith, authorities, charity, enjoyer of everything. As usual, I'll start with a small story. As I was saying, the last 6 chapters or 5 days, I'll be saying something about the great acharyas, the devotees' pastimes. So today we'll see a great devotee. How compassionate he was. Yes, there are many qualities like, so how to serve the Guru, how compassionate was he, all those things we can see here. So this with the same devotee whom we discussed not yesterday, day before yesterday, about Puratalvar. So once what happened, Puratalvar had a disciple, Chaturgram. He was his disciple. So in that provinces, there was a king by name Kulatungar. Kulothungar was the devotee of Lord Shiva. And I was saying that many demons worship Shiva because he is known as Asitosha. He'll never see whether it's good or bad. As soon as he does this meditation or tapasya, he'll just give the boon. So merciful he is. So everyone take up to Shiva, and they don't have their rules and regulations. Whatever I say, everyone should. So this Kulothungar also was such kind of a demon. So he was saying that I'm thinking that Lord Shiva is supreme. So all the Vaishnavas should transform to Shaiva. They all should worship Shiva and consider Shiva as the supreme. So against the scriptures, this is. He was just tormenting everyone, all the Vaishnavas and everything. And this person, Chaturghran, he went to the king and he told, "Arey, king, what are you doing? Catching the small devotees. You catch the big devotee, that is Ramanujacharya. He's having so many disciples. Catch hold of him. You make him a Shaivit. Now all his disciples will automatically they'll become Shaiv." So this plan was given by Kulashekar Arwar's disciple. Then king, yes, he sent his soldiers. By time this message reached to Kuratalwar and everyone. Then finally Kuratalwar said to Ramanujacharya, "You immediately escape from here. So I will put you on your dress and claim that I am Ramanujacharya." And Mahapurna was there, was the guru of spiritual master of Ramanujacharya. He said, I'll take the dress of Kuratalwar and I'll become his disciple. Okay. In that way, they sent him from there. Forcibly says they sent him away. From there, actually, Ramanujacharya came and stayed here in Melkote. Actually, Melkote was not a dham. After the presence of a devotee, only transformed to be a dham. Today, we can see such a wonderful temple there, Chelvanarayana and a Yoga Narasimha, isn't it? So, anywhere you can find a devotee, that place transforms to be a dham. So, devotees association is more important. Okay, fine. Now the soldiers came, they just took this Kuratalwar and Mahapurna to the kingdom, and there Kulothungar forced them, tormented them, but still they did not accept. Finally, what he did? He brought red hot iron rods, burnt red hot. See, if you don't accept this, I will just poke your this thing. I'll make you blind. Even then, Kuratalwar and Mahapurna both did not accept. So he just pierced that iron rods into their eyes. He made them blind, and they both were thrown into the forest. Some or other, their blindness only, they were coming towards their place. And meanwhile, Mahapurna, he just left his body in the forest. Actually, he gave a message to everyone. He said that, so it has to be, so many things that they have to spend their last days in Dham and live their life in Dham. So many go and settle in Kashi, Vrindavan, Mathura. So he said, I have to claim that that is false. Not that you have to go to some Dham. If you are a devotee, even wherever you live the life, you'll go to the spiritual world. He left his body, he went to the spiritual world in the forest. So this message he wants to give to everyone. So he just left his body there. Then Kuratalwar, he came back to this place, and every day in front of the Lord, he used to sing wonderful songs. And it was Varadaraj Perumal. I hope you all heard about it, Varadaraj Perumal. So previous, some 4 or 5 years back, something, 40 years once he'll come out and something all was there, no? Yes, the name itself is Varadaraj. Always he is very giving boons. Oh, he was singing so wonderfully. So literally Lord used to come after the song and used to ask this Kuratalwar, my dear devotee, what you need? Please ask some boon for you. So first day he asked. So he said, I have a disciple by name Chaturghran. By foolishness, he has committed a mistake. Please forgive him and give him the liberation. This Chaturghran who went and told this Kulothungar, and today his spiritual master Kuratalwar is blind because of that person. And he's asking for him. Okay, then for the next day, once again Kuratalwar was singing and Lord became very happy. Once again he came because Lord wants to give the eyes to this Giridhara. So he's asking, please ask some boon. Now he says, actually, meanwhile, what has happened? This king, Kulothungar, now he has got some different disease. So that disease where if all this whole body is transformed to wounds, and it is just breaking and worms are coming out of his body. It is horrible. He's suffering like anything. And now this Kurathalwar is asking, my dear Lord, this king, Kulothungar, was very ignorantly punished me. Please forgive him and see that he is getting liberation. You know, in Padma Purana, Krishna says, a person who offends me for 1 million times, how much? 1 million times he offends me and gives one lotus flower to my lotus feet and surrenders unto me, I'll just forgive him. But if he commits even one offense towards my devotees and he gives millions of lotus flowers to my lotus feet, if he offers also, I will never ever forgive him. So Kurathalwar knows very well. So he is requesting on behalf, he's saying that you please forgive him, because Krishna, he knows very well, Krishna never ever breaks the words of his devotees. So now he's binded by the devotees' words. So he says, okay, liberate even him. So this message goes to Ramanujacharya, and Ramanujacharya becomes very angry. So he comes to this Kurathalwar, he starts chastising him. Lord wants to give you the boon and you're asking for Chaturgram and Kuldungar. What do you think of it yourself? Your body belongs to me. Yes, everyone's body belongs to the spiritual master. Till then, you don't become the slave of spiritual master. You don't get a liberation. So, Guruvina Gulamanagadare Sigataya Mukati. You don't get mukti till then, you don't become a slave of your spiritual master. Now, Kurathalwar is so happy that my spiritual master has accepted me. And he says, now I'm ordering you. Tomorrow, if the Lord asks to take some boon, you ask for your eyesight. Then finally, the next day he was singing and it was wonderful. Once again, the Lord came. He asked, what boon you need? And he said, my dear Lord, on the request of my spiritual master, I'm asking, I need a divine vision where I'll be able to have the darshan of you and my spiritual master, a special eyesight. So finally, Lord was very happy and finally he gave the eyesight to that. You understood the story? What you see in this, so many activities of this pure devotees. So nowhere I and mine is there. Their heart is so soft. They can even forgive the most abominable or the sinner of the sinners person also, was committed such a great sin to his spiritual master, went and complained to Kulothunga, the king. He forgave even his disciple. And the person who has just pierced his eyes and made him blind, he forgave him also. This is the nature of a devotee. So when we become devotees, definitely we should develop such kind of a devotion in us and such kind of nature or the qualities within us. Okay. Yes. Now let us go further. FACE, FACE is today's acronym, and faith, austerities, charity, and enjoyer of everything. And in today's chapter, you see that there is another thing like Shuddha Sattva. Beyond this, Tamoguna, Rajoguna, Sattva and Shuddha Sattva. Ignorance, passion, goodness, and pure goodness. It's beyond this material 3 modes. Those things, in each and every portion will explain that in this today's chapter, faith. Arjuna Vacha, Ye Shastra Vidim Utsrujya Yajante Shraddhayanvitaha Tesham Nishta Tuka Krishna Sattvam Aho Rajastamaha. Arjuna inquired, oh Krishna, what is the situation of those who do not follow the principles of scripture, but worship according to their own imagination? I hope we all were doing the same thing till today. Till then, we don't get this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, isn't it? In my own style, I'll ring the bell and I'll do, there is some 10 photos in my neighbor's house. Let me have 12 photos of many goddess and many gods so that I'll get more mercy by them. In this way, in my own imaginations, we all were doing this, isn't it? Yes, that's what here Arjuna is asking, are they in goodness, in passion, or in ignorance? In which mode are they? Because they are not following Bhagavad Gita. They are not following scriptures. They don't know what is the purpose of scriptures and what is the purpose of human life. So they worship according to their modes. So in which mode they are in now? So Vedeshya Sarve Aham Eva Vedya Vedanta Krut Veda Vittevacha Aham, the purpose of all the Vedas. So even Bhagavad Gita and everything concludes with worship of Lord Krishna. That is Bhakti Yoga. Only a devotee can understand. Other interpreters who are reading, they cannot understand. Now Krishna's reply. If one does not follow the Vedas, one will follow the natural instincts, which will be in goodness, passion, or ignorance. If he is not following Bhagavad Gita, what happens to him? He just goes based on his own modes, whatever is said. If he is in Tamoguna, in ignorance, he just goes in Tamoguna only. If he is in passion, he'll go in passion. If he is in goodness, he goes in goodness. He will never ever come beyond the modes of the material nature. Clear? Yes. And now you can see this in these three brothers. They all the three, father was same, mother was same. So father was Vishrava and mother was Ekasi. And I hope you all know these three brothers. Who are they? Ravana, Kumbhakarna, and Vibhishana. In these three personalities, you can see the mode of goodness, the mode of passion, the mode of ignorance. You can just meditate on their activities and how all they were there. They all had these three modes prominent. And you can see at Kumbhakarna, there's in ignorance. What is he doing? 6 months he sleeps. One day he wakes up, eats to his full tummy. Once again he goes back to bed. That is his job. That is in the mode of ignorance. In the mode of ignorance, never ever he thinks about the progress of his life or nothing. He's least bothered about what is the purpose of human life. Its prime duty is to fill his stomach or be very lethargic and have a good sleep in his life. That's it. Very lazy. We have explained much in this 14th chapter. So this is the nature of a person who is in ignorance. Then a person who is in Rajoguna is something like Ravana, who wants to acquire the whole world. Don't think that, oh, it is only Ravana, not me. No. Everyone in the same category is a big demon. We're all small demons because we need more. If I have 1 rupee, I'm not satisfied with it. I need 2 rupees. A person who is having 10 rupees, he needs 100. Who's having 100, he needs 1 million. Who's having 1 million, he needs 100 millions. Nobody is satisfied what we have. So we think, oh, he's a great demon. No, we are also in the same process, same path. We are going towards him. That is it. And these demons are... So there is nothing called good qualities in demons. Many times they say, hey, Ravana was a great Brahmana. Even he was doing austerities. Such a great austerity person. He was doing tapasya. And yes, person who has done this Shankara Bharana. All those things. So when he was doing this tapasya, Lord Shiva did not come. So he started cutting one head after the other and putting in the sacrifice. Finally, Lord Shiva did not come because he also was scared seeing this person. Many times, many things he'll be asking. Then finally what he did, he started opening his stomach, took the intestine from the stomach and he made one tune. That is called Shankara Bharana. Clear? Then he started singing on that and finally Lord Shiva he came. And for some reason he had doing that this thing, tapasya. I think his mother asked for Atmaling, so he came for that. But actually, Lord Shiva came with Parvati. Parvati and Shiva both came to give the boon to this person. Meanwhile, he just forgot what for he was doing this tapasya because he saw beautiful Parvati next to him. Then he gave the obeisances, everything. Finally, he asked, who is she? He said, my wife. Oh, she's so beautiful. So, okay, my dear son, what you need? I need your wife, he said. Lord Shiva said, okay, take her. That is the nature of Lord Shiva. He's so merciful, you cannot find a better person than Lord Shiva. Whatever you ask, yes, tathastu, he gives away. So he gave up even Parvati also. It's a big story. And finally, somehow he got hold of this Mandodari and took her, thinking that she was Parvati. In this way, this is the demon's character. Is nowhere any devotional or anything such, like it's the prime duty is to satisfy their senses. That is it. All their austerities is based only to satisfy their senses. Sometimes foolish people who cannot understand the ultimate purpose, they think, oh, he's a great Brahmana, he's a great personality who was doing so many austerities. Even, who was that? Hiranyakashipu, for 50,000 years he was doing tapasya, great person, they think. No, that's why we should be a devotee to understand this. That's why we chant prayers, because we need the mercy of Guru and Krishna to even understand this. Otherwise, we go based on our material intelligence. And about Vibhishana, such a great personality was in Sattva-guna. He was in, I always say about the association, but he did not had any association because he was in Lanka, in midst of this demons. What devotee association? No devotee association for him. So in his row, he used to write Lord's name. Rama, Rama, Rama. He used to write all walls. He was just taking the association of the holy names of the Lord. And this message went to Ravana. He was very furious. He became very angry on his brother. He took a big sword. You can see this picture also. He came with a big sword to cut his chop off his head. He entered the room and he became more ferocious seeing this. All the walls were written as Rama, Rama, Rama. He said, what are you doing here? Being my brother, you are glorifying the enemy of mine, Lord Ram. Then he said, no, my dear brother, I'm chanting your names. Then Ravana said, I could see that you're writing on the walls as Rama and you're saying my name. He said, no, Ra means Ravana, Ma means Mandodari. I'm chanting your both couples' name. So even Ravana became very happy hearing this. Oh, is it? I got a wrong message. Very good, very good. Always you write Ram and keep on meditating on this event. In this way, many times devotees are very clever also. Don't think this is a lie or go another way. Because once you understand everything, then you'll understand what is the truth and what is lie, everything, isn't it? So finally, when there was a time, he just gave up his brother's association and went to Lord. Many things. So in this way, you can see in everyone, they have their own nature and they go accordingly. Okay, now austerities, lifestyle in 3 modes. You can see here 3 colors plus another white color. What is that? As I was explaining, goodness, passion, ignorance, and Shuddha Sattva, pure goodness. Simple analogy or example I'll give you to understand this. We are all in Shuddha Sattva, every living entity, because our soul is the part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. So never ever it can be contaminated. It's only a contaminated body we have over the soul. So we think that we are contaminated. I am this body. So we wanted to, our prime duty becomes sense gratification. So example is something, have you seen this tube light? Tube light in the house, how it is? It's so white like a milk, isn't it? And the light is so bright also. You just put a blue wrapper on it. What happens? When you turn on, the color of the light will be blue. When you have a red wrapper on it, the color of the light will be red. If it's yellow, it will be yellow. But naturally, it is white. In that way, we are getting contaminated by 3 modes. When I have this ignorance more, actually it is not blue, it will be black because no light in ignorance. Ignorance means it's completely dull-headed, nothing. So in that way, whichever the mode you are covering it, in that way you resemble. If I have a red glass to my eye, so whatever I see, it will be red. I can see only that, and you all can see in red glass. In that way. Okay. And lifestyle in 3 modes. Faith and worship, food, sacrifice, conduct, speech, and mind control. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas in the Gita. You all can see this. Krishna is clearly explaining all this lifestyle. How should we take this to Shuddha Sattva? That is pure goodness. Now Krishna is saying about the worship. And I want you all to read this Bhagavad Gita because I cannot cover everything in this. So as much as possible, which are some important things I'll be covering in this, as I have divided these sections according based on some great devotees have done that. So we are following that and doing it. Okay. Yajante satvika devan yaksha rakshasim rajasa Pretan bhuta ganan chanye yajante tamasa janaha. Men in the mode of goodness worship the demigods, that is devatas. Whoever worship the devatas for their material needs, they are in the mode of goodness because they are in fruitive results. They need something for their worship in returns. So they go to devatas. Only a person who needs pure devotional service goes to Krishna, not everyone. That's why Krishna says, Bahunam Janmanam Antajnanavan Mam Prapadyate Vasudeva Sarvamiti Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. Is very durlabha who comes to Krishna in full, complete faith and surrender unto him. Because one who understands its real constitutional position, only that soul comes to Krishna. Others, meanwhile, they'll be just wandering here and there with any material needs. And now, who is more degraded than this goodness? What he does? Those in the mode of passion worship the demons. Who are these demons? As yesterday also we understood, who never follow the scriptures and who thinks this body is all in all, is a demon. So you can see who is worshipping the human beings. Don't think demon means who's having big horns and big something wild. No. A person who's not following the scriptures and who thinks his body as all in all, without having this self-realization, is a demon. So here somebody worshipping even the human beings. This mostly you can see in this Tamil Nadu and somewhere all, where they worship even all the, what I can say, politicians. They have big statues. And some film actors, they do even milk abhishekam to them. And now somewhere I was hearing there's a temple for this thing, Rajnikant, Kushbu, and there's some, for Tendulkar also there's a temple. And for Dhoni also now they have constructed some temple, something. I don't know how far is it true. But in this way, that is people who are in passion, they worship demons because they think that devatas. And now in our state also, Punit Rajkumar. Today when we are coming in a car, we were seeing that they were even doing Aarti for Punit Rajkumar. Yes, I don't say this is wrong, but ultimately understanding that is the prime worship. So he is in passion, in ignorance. He is not with complete knowledge. So in that way, they start worshipping demons. And those in the mode of ignorance worship ghosts and spirits. Have you seen this Shudra Puja, sitting in this thing, graveyard in the night, doing pujas or some black magic? All these things are people who are in ignorance. In Tamoguna, they worship in such way. Okay, now let us go to the next topic, food. Food in modes. You can see this picture itself, you would understand. Which all is in Satoguna, which is in Rajaguna, and which is in passion. And most of this we have discussed in 14th chapter. But now some additional information for you by this 3 verses held. Foods dear to those in the mode of goodness increase the duration of life. Please make a note of it. A person who is eating Sattva Guna food, his duration of life will be more. That's why in those days they used to live for 100 years without any disease. 100, 120, 150 years they used to live without any disease because they were eating food of goodness, that is pure vegetarian. And don't think vegetarian itself is goodness. Sometimes that also transforms to passion and ignorance. Okay, then purify one's existence and give strength, health, happiness, and satisfaction. I'm not saying this. You can refer Bhagavad Gita. Lord Krishna is saying this. His existence becomes purified and he will develop strength in him. You know about, and many say now when we are very weak, go to a doctor. What they recommend? Oh, you're very weak. Are you vegetarian? Oh, that is the problem. Every day you eat egg. Every day you take fish. Very strength it is you take that. Elephant, what it eats? Is it a non-vegetarian? The most powerful animal is elephant. It is not eating any non-veg. Now then it is getting the strength. Actually, the strength comes from vegetables, not by animal food. Yes, animal food is Krishna has given. Jivasya jivanam. One life depends on other life. But it is not that for us human beings, it is not non-vegetarian. Okay, there are some other people also, because there are 4 lakh species of human being who are tribals. They depend on the non-veg animals. That's why Lord has given large intestine and short. I don't know time to explain all those things in detail. But so that is how the creation is there. But when we are becoming more pure in our consciousness, we have to come to the pure goodness stage. That is pure, that is vegetarian. Strength, health, happiness, and satisfaction. You will be peaceful by taking this food of goodness and much more to the such foods are juicy, fatty, wholesome, and pleasing to the heart. Such an important point here, Lord Krishna is saying. It is juicy, that is, it is fresh. Not that you purchase today, keep in the fridge and use for 3 days. So that once again, the same vegetables cannot be in goodness. Transforms itself to Rajaguna and Tamaguna. It should be fresh. And in those days, they had a backyard. They had some land to cultivate behind their house. They go just pluck some leaves and they do their sambar. Some brinjal they'll have take and do something. In this way, they used to cultivate and they used to prepare. It was very much fresh. Okay, now that is not possible. At least every day you can go to the shop, purchase some vegetables and do cooking. And that cooking also, Krishna says it should be eaten before 2.5 hours. Not offer to the Lord and take before 2.5 hours. That means in day you eat for 3 times. So 3 times cooking has to happen. But now what we do? So we prepare in the morning, breakfast, lunch, dinner, the same thing. If it is remaining, tomorrow breakfast also the same thing. This is what we cook and do. In those days, one house, at least 20, 30 members were there. So as usual, they used to cook for the 3 times. Nowadays, cooking for 1 time itself is a great austerity that some women or Matajis are doing it. And it should be fatty. What is this fatty? Fatty is good for health, no? Actually, it should be the oil. Oil is good for health, not refined oil. Refined oil is the poison to us. Refined oil enters the nerves and it starts developing cholesterol. But this fat, this oil, develops fat within us. And when, for example, somewhere you're thrown to the desert or somewhere, even if you don't have food for 1 month, for 20 days, something like this, the body converts this fat into energy to you. Fatty is good. So oil food is good. And oil should be from the cold pressed. Not forcibly taking something cannot be goodness. It should naturally come. Then wholesome and pleasing to the heart. Krishna is saying pleasing to the heart. That means you take this oil or this kind of food, heart also will be very much pleased with it. But the food that we are eating now, many deaths are because of heart attack. Why? Even the heart is crying like anything. It is not able to work properly because of our food that we are taking. See how much knowledge Krishna is giving here. The sattva guna food, good of mode in the goodness, it is pleasing even to the heart. I'll be having a peaceful life. I'll not have disease. I'll be long living. So many things. Let us come for the passion. Foods that are too bitter, too sour, salty, hot, pungent, dry, and burning are dear to those in the mode of passion. Or in passion, they drink coffee or anything very hot, where even their tongue burns in that way. And they heat very, what I can say, hot or bitter. Chili also, they just bite in between and they start eating their meals. You should see this people or in this Rajoguna. Anyway, I explained all this in 14th chapter. It's such fools cause distress, misery, and disease. That's why today we all have diseased because of having such kind of food style. Fast food and many things. Why fast food? Even today, house has become a fast food. Something about this, what I don't know, what is that? Taste salt or something they say. So I don't know. Tasty salt. Something. So in those days, it is some potassium, something they had to. It is very poisonous. When it came newly to India, it is only the shopkeepers used to use that for some kebab, something. And it was an illegal thing, very hidden thing they take and use. And a shopkeeper was saying that. And nowadays, what has happened? Even the ladies who are cooking in the house, they ask for this because they wanted to have such kind of food in house. That they themselves, they're killing their husband, their children, and they themselves are getting killed by using such items. It is poisonous, but just to satisfy our 3-inch tongue, we take even that poison. Where is our intelligence going on? You can find how ignorant we are. Even after hearing from tomorrow, what will you do? Array, they don't have any other job. They'll be telling, let us eat, let us enjoy, we say. Isn't it? Yes. Okay, then food prepared more than 3 hours before being eaten, food that is tasteless. Now Krishna is saying this is all tamoguna, mode of ignorance. 3 hours before something is prepared and you're eating that, it is in tamoguna. Then decomposed and pureed and food consisting of remnants that I was already explained, eating the jute of others in one plate. I'm saying, oh, very close friends and eating each juta on one. That is all mode of ignorance. And many houses have seen where they sit in plate, they start eating. In their left hand, they start serving, and right hand, they'll be eating. I hope all in your houses also will be happening the same way thing. Many without knowledge, we all do the same thing. Actually, somebody else should serve, and I should only. And you should see this devotees. After having food, they take bath, they don't go to the altar because the whole body is contaminated now. They take bath and then they go to food. At least they'll wash their hand, legs, and mouth before eating and after eating. So all this is cleanliness. This is all Brahminical qualities. A devotee should maintain, not today itself, but that should be the practice of. Okay, and untouchable. Untouchable very clearly I explained in 14th chapter. When we make our stomach as a graveyard, that is untouchable. So you go for some death, you think, hey, I've gone for death, I should take bath. I shouldn't even enter the house, I should take bath, you say. But the same dead body we bring, prepare in a house and keep in our stomach. Untouchable. Think how much it is intelligent we are, how good is it to take this untouchable in our hand and eating. And have you seen these fish markets? A person who's purchasing fish, he'll go there. Oh, he'll just cover his nose. He'll go to the shop. He'll give the money. He'll purchase it. He was not even bare to stand there and smell, but he gets that and eats that. Why is this happening? Lack of knowledge. We don't know what is happening in our life. Okay. Things is dear to those in the mode of darkness. So let us go further. Not spend much time. The same thing in the slide here. So 3, that is goodness, passion, and ignorance is wholesome, juicy, pleasing, and the result is long life, purifying strength, disease-free, and happiness. Here, distress, misery, and disease. And here, infection, disease, contaminating, early death. Who's in ignorance is early death because he's eating this contaminated, untouchable things, all which is in tamoguna. Even his heart is not able to work properly. So once he'll get this heart attack or something like this, and he will die one day. And his death is very early. Before the time the death comes, his body has been vanished. So early death. Yeah. Now, how to make this 3 food, tamoguna, rajoguna, sattoguna, or the sattoguna food to shuddha sattva? This is the process. Whatever you prepare the goodness, the food in goodness, so try to offer to the Lord. What you don't find in this plate, there is puris, chapatis, rice, carrot halwa, rasam, paneer sabji, some other vegetable sabji, all this variety food offering. You can see tulsi on every item. So this has been offered to the Lord. Now this has been transformed to prasadam. That is shuddha sattva. It is transcendental. It is spiritual. It is divine. Clear? Yes. Now sacrifice. Let us go to the next topic. Sacrifice in 3 modes. Here Krishna is saying, Vidihinam ashrustanam mantrahinam adakshinam shraddha virahitam yajnam amasam parichakshate. Any sacrifice performed without regard for the direction of scriptures, without distribution of prasadam, spiritual food, without chanting the Vedic hymns, and remuneration to the priests, and without faith in considered to be in the mode of ignorance. So a person who is in ignorance, this is how he does the sacrifice. He will not give a proper remuneration to the pujaris. Actually, every grihastha's prime duty, at least yearly once. It is at least monthly once you have to do. Okay, yearly once at least you have to do one program in house where you call all the neighbors, relatives, everyone, do some house program like this yajna or a kirtan or something. And then you distribute the food all over. It is said that so for so many kilometers, everyone should be fed, and good remuneration to that Pandita who is doing it. And it should be authentic. This is how you can maintain not only sense gratification. Sense gratification is binding us so much. For millions of lives, we are binded. And this is the process. Otherwise, we will not be grihasthas. We will be grihamedis. There's a lot of difference between grihamedi and grihastha. You want to be a grihastha, definitely every day you have to chant, and I always say monthly, yearly at least. Yearly once you should have a good program in house where you invite all the devotees, feed them well, all the brahmanas, kshatriya, vaishya, everyone, and it should start from the devotees. So some good program in the house where you have a good chanting, good kirtan or some yajna. It is based, but it should be authentic. Now, in this slide, you can see the goodness, passion, and ignorance. So as per scriptures, as per matter of duty, for no reward. Is a duty when you do that yearly once. That is in goodness. Without any expectation, you are doing for the welfare of the humanity, for the welfare of others. So such a great quality is that, So you are becoming very dear and near to Krishna now. So this is sacrifice in goodness. Then passion, some material benefit for the sake of pride, just to a show off that even I am doing a great sacrifice. This many rich people and politicians do this. And a person who's in ignorance, so direction not just without, it's conducted without directions of scriptures, distribution of prasadam, chanting of Vedic hymns, remuneration to the priest faith. That what we saw in the verse. Who does this way is in ignorance. Now, how to do in Shuddha Sattva? As we have seen in this 10th chapter, Krishna says, how is the sacrifice, the ultimate of sacrifices? Japa yajñasmi. Japa yajñasmi. Chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, the best sacrifice that is in pure goodness. Shuddha Sattva. Clear? And conduct in 3 modes. So how is this conduct in these 3 modes? Goodness, respect or worship as a duty. Just whomever he says Namaskara, Hare Krishna, anything, he is just seeing the super soul in his heart. He's seeing Paramatma and he is giving respect to him as his duty. He's not expecting anything. Clear? But a person in passion, respect for selfish motive, so that he has to respect me. To just accept the respect, in the very beginning, I give the respect. Desire for sense glorification, self-glorification. Clear? Now, ignorance, self-torture to get power, to destroy others. As Ravana, what he did? He's torturing himself to get the boon from Lord Shiva. Finally, he took away his wife itself. Not only once, this so many times. And once he came, he was doing this tapasya, and finally when Lord Shiva gave the boon, what he done? He got more power. He started lifting Kailasa also, because he wants to carry even Kailasa to his. See, many demons are like that. They come to us. They request, sir, please, sir, do this, that. Okay, you feel some mercy on him and you help him, he will show his real colors. I had a personal experience in this thing. I shouldn't say this, but what to do? So in a train, one Mataji, she was requesting because she cannot climb on the top. So she was requesting, please, somehow the other you. Okay, finally we gave the seat for the lower berth. And others who were able to go to the upper berth, we went. In the morning, we were all sitting. Actually, the lower berth is the person who has given for the higher. So she was sitting in the window seat. So he requested a little bit, you come this side. He said, what is this? What are you ordering? So this is my seat. You go and sit that side. Because he helped in the night, now she's taken that as commanding that her seat, that is her seat. This way, we cannot find them. We say, oh, they're so humbly requesting us. This is the demonic people, like Ravana. He wants to take away that Kailasa itself. And what did Lord Shiva do? He just by his toes just stamped once in hard, and his hand stuck within this Kailas. In this view, you can see this Bhasmasura. He has the boon from Lord Shiva that on anyone's head, if he keeps his hand, everyone should transform to ashes. Taking the boon for others' sufferings. That's the nature of demon. Finally, after getting this boon, what did he do? Let me first try on you. Try on Lord Shiva, and he just started chasing him. This is demons. And we are living in the world of demons, surrounded with demons in the form of human beings. So we should be very cautious also. Sorry to say this, what to do, but that is the truth. So we should search for devotees association, search for what favorable for Krishna consciousness, who's at least somewhere we can have some faith on them. Okay, then speech in 3 modes. The speech, truth, pleasing, beneficial. Truth, you should know what is truth. Here it is saying, it is pleasing and beneficial to others. If I'm saying something truth, no, it should be pleasing to everyone, and it should be beneficial also. If it is hurting him, it cannot be truth. Even if it is truth, also it cannot be truth. It's completely a lie, because it is hurting someone. And if it is not beneficial to him, if it is for some selfish needs, if you are saying as a truth, and that also cannot be a truth, it's a lie. Many times you can see among us many devotees or many people who are speaking like, so some truth only, just to insult us in front of 4 people, say, on that day you did this. Yes, it is a truth, but it is to hurt us and to insult us. So that cannot be a truth. They are punishable. They get results for that. Sometimes, sorry to say, it will be in our side. We also will be doing the same thing. So we should be very careful. Okay, then passion. Manipulative gossip as per their selfish needs, changing the words, manipulating the words. Very simple, the same word they use, but they'll put the word a little bit up and down. That's enough. In that way, just they manipulate and make the person enmity, create enmity between two, and gossip, backbiting this, something behind this. In front, they'll talk. Oh, yes, you are like great that this. In the backside, they'll be saying, oh, this person is a very bad person, something like that. This is all passion. And ignorance, lying, agitating, harming. Each and every word of their speech will be harming others. Always buffing about themselves, saying that I am great, I am that, I am this. And always troubling others, agitating. Just by their words, we get agitated. And every time it's a lie. Easily you could understand he's saying a lie, but still he'll be such kind of. Okay, now mind in 3 modes: goodness, satisfied, content, passion, dissatisfied, anxious, and ignorance, bewildered, illusioned. So what is our mind filled with? Empty mind. It is in English there's a proverb. Empty mind is the devil's workshop. So devils start working in the empty mind. So what do we should have in our mind? It should be Srila Prabhupada's books. It should be scriptures. It should be Krishna in our mind. Okay, but if your mind is filled with Srila Prabhupada's books, chanting Mahamantra and thinking of Krishna, then that noise won't get into it. Is here? Some lady is shouting here. What is happening? Oh, first she's getting a little bit influenced on their words. Now the whole world will be speaking about us. They'll be laughing at us. They'll be insulting us. Many things will be happening. And we also get very much agitated towards it. But when our mind is filled with Krishna and Srila Prabhupada's words, see this last picture? Whatever she's saying, it is just going this way and that's it. Because it is not entering us. Because we understand that I am beyond this. Whatever they are insulting, it is to my body. And I am not this body. Then where is the insult to us? So we become very much, what I can say, broad vision will be having. We'll become very superior in consciousness. So all the material things becomes very insignificant to us. So this is not for today for me. This continues when our chanting and offering to the Lord continues, when we have a good relationship with the Lord and our consciousness develops progress towards Krishna consciousness, then finally this will be our ultimate result of it. We'll be transcendental to this material. Okay. Now charity. Charity, another important topic. Goodness out of duty, no expectation, proper time and place, worthy person. And every grihastha should and must. In the 18th chapter also Krishna said, charity, tapasya, and this thing should be never given by even great person. So grihasthas, being a grihastha itself is a sin, you know. So to purify ourselves, charity is a must to every grihastha. And how to do the charity? As it has to be done as a duty, without any expectation, and in proper time and place, and to worthy person. And you know, charity shouldn't be given to a unworthy person. What happens if, for example, you are giving your money to some beggar or something? If that same money, if he utilizes for eating non-veg or for his intoxications, you will be getting the result, one portion of the 6 portions. To whom you are giving, how the money has been utilized, so the result you get. And for your all knowledge, I'm saying this. Sometimes we think, oh, let me go and drop in some hundi, temple hundi. It will be used for Lord's purpose. No way. For example, take the example of Tirupati temple. What is happening? There are mlechas who are sitting in the temple. All the money, crores and crores of money which is coming in the hundi, they utilize that money for adharma against the Lord. And there were crores of wealth has been actioned using for the state purpose. What is that they're doing? And we ignorantly go and drop into that hundi. And it is, you should see the boards. All your offerings should be in hundi only. Don't give to pujaris, they say. Why shouldn't we give? What will happen if you give some to that brahmanas? Hey, yes, if you give something to him, at least that 100 rupees he takes, he prepares one item more for his family, but he offers that to the Lord. It has been utilized in the Lord's service. But here the demons are utilizing for their eating, these untouchable things they're eating, and they're intoxicating, and they're even preaching against the Lord. And we are helping them indirectly. So we should be intelligent enough to whom to give the charity. Charity to be given to a worthy person where he utilizes that in Krishna consciousness, where he utilizes that for the preaching purpose of Lord Krishna or something to the offering of the Lord. That is how we have to give. This is by intelligence. And many times I say, personally, you utilize your money by your own charity. For example, now you're all in Krishna consciousness, you are understood. So whatever the earnings you have, 10% has to be given in charity so that other 90% becomes purified. So buy Srila Prabhupada's books, buy this Bhagavad Gita, buy the small books are there, 50 rupees, 40 rupees, something. You buy it in a bulk, start distributing monthly, you just go to some temples and start distributing to everyone. That means you are giving Krishna in their life. Even Krishna is pleased and you are giving charity. Nothing goes wrong in this. And especially Matajis. Now you know the art of making the food to prasadam. In your house, there are 4 members. You prepare for 10 members. Lovingly you offer to the Lord. Then take the remaining prasadam to some neighbors, give to them, or go to a temple and distribute to 10 people. You are giving this charity. It's in a charity way you're giving. But you're giving Krishna to everyone in the form of prasadam. Use your intelligence, the same material intelligence, so that where you can progress in Krishna consciousness. Okay, but charity is a must. Without intelligence, if you give, you are getting binded. Binded once again by the charity, by the good work also you are getting binded. So be intelligent enough. Okay. In passion, expect returns for enjoyment, grudging mood. Then ignorance, impure place, improper time, unworthy person. Now, charity in the three modes. Here, Krishna is saying, Dhatavyam iti yaddanam diyate anupakarine deshe kale cha patre cha taddanam satvikam smritam. Charity given out of duty without expectation of return at the proper time and place and to a worthy person is considered to be in the mode of goodness. Clear? Anyhow, I said this. Best charity for Krishna conscious endeavors. Already I've explained this. Your money should be utilized for the, what I can say, for the preaching purpose. You have to give Krishna to others. You are not just, as somebody, just to understand this, I'll say, person was sinking in the water, in a river somewhere. So another person just started swimming and to save him, got hold of the shirt and he just dragged and came out. What was in his hand? It was the shirt. And he said, I've saved him. Has he saved him? No. The same way, saving this body is of no use. For a needy person who is in hungry, giving him food, you think, oh, I have saved, I've given charity. No use. What is giving a food for 1 meal and protecting his body? Rather give him prasadam. Make him to get connected to Krishna. Krishna you are giving in his life. Not in this life, at least some other life, you are giving him the sukruti, so he'll get connected to Krishna. And whatever he does in his devotional service, in that 6th portion, 1 portion, it will be coming to you. As this interest, when you give this loan and you sit in a house, the interest keeps on coming from all the sides. The same way, you are distributing Krishna to all of them. You sit in house, but the Lord's mercy will be coming because they are all doing many good things. They are serving the Lord. All the results also, 1 portion comes to us. In that way, your charity should be in Krishna consciousness, but you can think about it. Okay. The enjoyer of everything, it is Krishna. Ashraddhaya hutam dattam tapas taptam kritam chayat asatiti uchyate partha nacha tad pretyano iha. Anything done as sacrifice, charity or penance without faith in the Supreme, O son of Pritha, is impermanent. It is called asat and is useless both in this life and the next. Without any faith, without any this thing, if you are doing any sacrifice, charity or anything, without the presence of Krishna, I hope you all know the story of Nrga Maharaj, where he gave that cow and finally was not able to please 2 brahmanas. Next life was a lizard. Anything you do without the presence of the Lord, everything is asat. The Supreme Lord, Akhilanda Koti Brahmanda Nayaka Lord Krishna is saying this. Please have faith. Once again, you don't use your material intelligence. It is ISKCON people saying, somebody else is saying, not like brainwashing or something. Don't be foolish. If you have any doubt, take any Bhagavad Gita and read. Nobody can change the verses. Only meanings they might change. But read the verses, it will be the same. Clear? Yes. Then this is from Srimad Bhagavatam. Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Shabditam Yedityetat Tapuman Apavrataha Sattecha Tasmin Bhagavan Vasudevo Yadokshajo Me Namasa Vidiyate. I am always engaged in offering obeisances to Lord Vasudeva in pure Krishna consciousness. Who is saying this? Lord Shiva is saying to Parvati Devi. Krishna consciousness is always pure consciousness in which the Supreme Personality of Godhead known as Vasudeva is revealed within any covering. He just starts revealing from the heart. You start engaging in this devotional service, Krishna consciousness. Clear? Now, Krishna is saying, this was in the 14th chapter itself, we saw this. Mam chayo bicharena bhakti yogena sevate sa gunan samatitaitan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. A person who is engaging in this devotional service. Avabhicharena. Vibhicharena means a prostitute. Avabhicharena is opposite to that. A chaste lady, how she serves her husband. The same way a chaste devotee worships Lord Krishna in the same way. Sagunan Samaditaitan. At once you'll be able to overcome all these three insurmountable, what I can say, the modes. Krishna says, Daiviyesh Gunamai Mama Maya Duratya. You cannot ever overcome my gunas. It is because my energy. But once you engage in the Lord's service, Daiveshu Gunamai Mama Maya Duratya Mam Yevaye Prapadyanti Mayametam Tarantite. You will be able to overcome very easily when you engage in my devotional service. And here Krishna is saying, Brahma Bhoyaya Kalpati. Will come to the platform of Brahman, self-realized. Yeah. Yes. What is Shuddha Sattva? As soon as one is fully Krishna conscious, it is to be understood that one is in his pure, original, constitutional position. Not now, when you are completely in Krishna consciousness. That is our Shuddha Sattva. Coming to our original constitutional position, our Swarupa. Jivera Swarupa Hoy, Krishnera Nityadas. Yeah. Then this state of existence is called Shuddha Sattva, which means that it is transcendental to the material qualities, even in every small items. And this phone, whose phone is this? Should be able to say that this is Krishna's phone. I'm utilizing this in his service. You have to come to that platform, recognizing each and every item of this whole world. It is Krishna's. That is a pure consciousness. That is Shuddha Sattva, where you are transcendental to this bit. Definitely you will not be attracted to this mobile, but you will be using this in the Lord's service. You will not be attracted to your husband. You will not be attracted to your wife, to your children, but you will be better than the materialistic people because you are considering them as Lord's children. So you are serving them to please the Lord. In that way, you will be having a sincere service to your family. You will be the great family man also. Materially also, you will be the best. Spiritually also, you will be the best because you're in Shuddha Sattva, in the transcendental modes. Yeah. Okay. So this is what we learned in today's chapter, that is faith. The faith, then austerities, we saw in all the way what is the lifestyle, and charity, the most important thing, enjoyer of everything. That is Shuddha Sattva. The Supreme Lord is the enjoyer. So all the things should be utilized for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord. What is for tomorrow? So tomorrow we will not be having the 18th chapter. Rather, we'll be having the biography of Srila Prabhupada. So many days, we just in our words, we were showing the gratitude and saying, giving some obeisances to him. Prabhupada ki jai. That's it. Tomorrow we will see about Srila Prabhupada. We will learn what is Srila Prabhupada. How a great soul is transforming millions and millions of people's life. All those things. Tomorrow there will be a small video for you, 20 minutes or 15 minutes. And you'll all have an opportunity to read a PDF. So whoever is willing to read, you can raise your hand. So the opportunity will be given to you. You can read that. So you'll learn many things in that PDF. And tomorrow you'll be having some time. So you'll be given the opportunity to share your realizations on this chapter, on this sessions, and on Srila Prabhupada, and what are the transformation that have you experienced in this 18-day sessions. All those things tomorrow, if time permits, we can undo. Okay. Yes. Now there is a quiz link. So I request everyone to participate. So let us chant once Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Eva Kevalam Kalau Nasteva Gati Anyata. This is in Chaitanya Charitamrita. It is said, Hare Nama. The Sri Hari's names, it is said 3 times. Hare Nama, Eva Kevalam, only, no other way. Kalau Nasteva Gatiranyata. In this Kali Yuga, there is no other way, there is no other alternative, there is no other way other than chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Yeah? Yes. And this is our Lakshmi Narasimhadev and Gandharvika Giridhari Mahaprabhu. And this is for HPR. And now any questions, you can raise your hands. Meanwhile, we'll see some announcements from Chandrasekhar Prabhu. And one more announcement I have, that is tomorrow is Das Puja of my spiritual master, His Holiness Chaipataka Swami Maharaj. So we have a grand celebration in our temple, HBR layout. So who are near to the temple, you all can come and participate at around 10, 11, something at that time you can come. So around 12:30, 1 o'clock, there'll be a feast, Prashadam. So you can just be among the devotees, you'll understand what is Krishna consciousness. So lively, you'll be able to see that. Okay. Yes. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji, for explanation. So regarding tomorrow's session, we will also share PDF in the group. You can practice reading it, and morning you can raise your, tomorrow's session you can raise your hand to read it. Usually we conduct in the morning, so. And also there will be a photo session tomorrow, so you can switch on our video and get ready. The photos will be taken during Mangalacharan.
And tomorrow I'll be chanting complete Mangalacharan. So many days it was made short for the time because it is taking much time. So tomorrow we'll be having a complete Mangalacharan, and that you can find in the introduction portion of Bhagavad Gita. So all those prayers will be there tomorrow. We'll have much sufficient, little bit more time. So that I request everyone be with folded hands, have a good camera vision like how I am. Just show your face, that is sufficient. Some, they show the camera from the down, from the top. Some, no. The light should be in the front, not backside. It should be from the front. Keep your camera still in some one place. You sit in one place and with folded hands so that it should be having a clear picture of you. So I request everyone to come a little bit, what I can say, attractive, get dressed well. Actually, you sit with, if possible, even with tilak. So it'll be good. So this is a memories of every sessions that we have. So these are the devotees who are with us. Okay. Yes, Prabhuji. Anything else?
No problem. That's it for today.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji. Now, if any questions, you can raise your hands. Somebody was saying as Ajinomoto. No, not Ajinomoto. What's that? Every session I say this, but now I'm forgetting that. Tasty salt, something they say for that. Yes, Prabhu, you can unmute and ask your question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavad Pranam. Prabhuji, multiple questions again today. I wanted to know, with Shankar, should we give a bath to all the deities or it should only be given to Krishna, Prabhuji? Like in my home, we have multiple deities, as I said, because it is a family tradition. We have Ganapati and other few gods, demigods. So I should be...
Actually, whatever the deities you have to follow some parampara spiritual master you should have. Whimsically, we cannot do anything. And I cannot say that. See, I am connected to one parampara. I follow that sincerely.
Right.
And you're also following something, follow that. If there is no guidance, then it cannot be proper. Even you do very sincerely also, because as Ravana and Hiranyakashipu very sincerely doing tapasya, but you know what purpose you're doing it also now. So there is no proper guidance, means then the same thing which you're doing as good also gives you a bad result. So see, I consider as any deity as Lord Krishna's deity, so there should be Abhishekam once in 15 days. That is every Ekadashi we do Abhishekam. And there is a book for deity worship. Who should do deity worship? What is his qualification should be? And how should he treat that deities? Deities are equivalent to a child of 3 months.
Okay.
There's a child in your house of 3 months age. How you take care of that child? Every moment you keep on watching the child, feeding the child. The same way you have to take care. When it is very summer, hot summer, you have to get some tender coconut, start out with juices. It is same as the child you have to take care. And when you are leaving the house, so with respect, this is at least the child you don't give respect. Here with respect, you give the obeisances. When you enter the house, give the obeisances. And when you're going somewhere out, you have to carry them. If not, at least you have to give some dry fruits to them. Shadampat offering, all those things, Prabhu. Deity as a passion we take. Oh, even I have so many deities in my house. But there is a book also for this.
Okay.
So I don't see for my this thing, I don't recommend to anyone. When they get initiated, then when they are very far from temple, that too, where they're near to the temple, we ask them to come to the temple. So maintain those standards. No? So if they're very far, then we recommend, okay, you can have the deities. And deities also not Radha Krishna.
Okay.
And Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra, Maya, Gaurnita, because there's no offense to them. Now, however you do, they're very audharya bhav, they say. So no offense to them. So in that way, even by mistake you do something, they don't get offended. Lord Krishna, if we have, is the supreme Lord. We should be completely qualified to serve him. That. Anyway, you come to certain time in Krishna consciousness, then you start developing your consciousness. Then sometimes you take time and meet me. Let's have a discussion, and then I'll personally instruct what to do. What.
Yes.
It's only general things I say. Okay.
Right.
Yes.
Prabhuji's second question was with regards to solar eclipse. Like I had seen when there is a solar eclipse, the temple is closed after afternoon. Post afternoon, the temple is closed. Even it is recommended that you should have your food before the solar eclipse starts. So I wanted to know the reason for this, Prabhuji.
Not before solar eclipse. Due to solar eclipse, the stomach should be empty. That means 4 or 3 hours before solar eclipse. Not only solar eclipse, even lunar eclipse also. So it is a contamination. Everything gets contaminated. So never ever Lord gets contaminated. But articles which is used to the Lord gets contaminated. So they will close the temple. And the service of the Lord will be going on within the temple. Temple might be closed, but the services to the Lord will be going on.
Right.
Beyond this contaminations. In that way, all those things will be going on. But this food, what all you are saying is all absolutely right, Prabhu. It has to be followed.
Right.
It has to be followed. And this, what they call that, the grass. Garige they say, no?
Yeah.
You have to keep during that eclipse. So that is, we think, what is it? Keeping a grass? What kind of stupidity we think, no? So that's having so much of power, So if we keep that grass, the negativity will not come to it. So it protects the distance. So that way, every product you keep that this thing. So it protects from that negativity. So they keep.
Right.
Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thanks. Actually, Prabhuji, one more question is there, but I don't know whether this is the right time for me, or even I am not knowing whether this question is right for someone who is trying to read the scriptures to ask this question. But maybe, to gain this knowledge, I think I will ask this, Prabhu. I'm very sorry if somebody is hurt. Prabhu, we see Lord Krishna in 200 forms. We see Narayana in 400 forms. We see Narayana in the universal form. We see multiple hands also. As such, we see him in 800 forms also. It is said that Vishnu has a 800 form also. I wanted to know, Prabhuji, God, we say that he can do multiple work in one sense. We need our mouth to eat, whereas he can eat through eyes also. That is what is been said. So I am not understanding why Lord is shown with 4 hands when he can do multiple tasks with any sense or any object. Why 4 hands or 8 hands are shown to the Lord?
Sometimes when I am not able to answer certain questions, even Srila Prabhupada also says, when he is not able to answer certain questions, he says, better you go to Lord Krishna and you ask this question personally, he will answer. Sometimes this is beyond our thing. We cannot even imagine.
Correct.
So I don't know why. So once, this for a joke, I'm saying this. So once, it's an incident when it happened to Prabhupada and his disciples were going. So Prabhupada saw a tree which was very much closer to the house, attached to the house. He said, see, this tree, in his previous life, he was the person who was living in this house. He was the owner of this house. He's so much attached to this house. Now he has just taken the birth as a tree next to this house and is attached to that. All the disciples were hearing this. Then a little further they were going. So one disciple came, my dear Prabhupada, yes, what is your question? Why this tree is going towards the right? I was expecting something. So then Prabhupada said, if it goes towards the left, you will ask why it has gone to left. So it is. You may not expect answers for all the questions. Sometimes it is beyond our conscious, our understanding, our imagination also. So that time, then you have to go to the Lord and ask him, when you will ask Prabhupada, why Krishna is black? Because sometimes one different answers he'll give. Because if he's white, you'll say as why is white. So he's no. Sometimes he'll say, if you have more doubt, go back to Godhead, ask him. First answer you.
Right.
So, okay, Prabhupada.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thanks a lot.
Sorry for my ignorance. I may not be able to answer your question.
No, Prabhuji. We have been getting such a good association with you. I cannot say at all that you are ignorant, Prabhuji. I cannot say. It's a grace of Lord, and it is grace from your side as well as Prabhupada that we are getting this nectarian knowledge. Otherwise, it is not at all possible. In this world, it is really not at all possible. Thanks a lot, Prabhuji, for all the time and all the efforts you have taken. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much.
The mercy of Guru, it is there. As I was saying, even a dumb person can speak. So why not a fool like me cannot speak? Isn't it? Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Rajesh Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Guruji, I mean, you'll be available Sunday so that I'll come and meet you, Guruji.
If tomorrow, if you're free, tomorrow you can come.
Tomorrow at what time, Guruji?
Come around 10, 11, 12, something at that time.
No, Guruji. Office is there, so that's the reason. Sunday you'll be free.
Sunday at what time you'll come?
Morning.
Yeah, yes, come. So there is a regular Sunday program.
Yeah.
Sunday is Ekadashi.
Yeah.
So see, when you're coming to temple, I wanted to give you wonderful darshan of the Lord and good prasadam also.
Yes.
Yeah, but on Ekadashi, it will be Ekadashi prasadam.
Okay, not a problem.
Yes,
I just come here on Ram Navami. I came. I thought I was called you, but one Guruji who sits near Goshala, he told me that you'll be coming in the evening. So again, I went back.
You call me, Prabhu. You call me.
I called you, but I think you were busy that time. Morning session on Ram Navami.
At what time, Prabhu?
Morning around 9:30, 10 around.
I was in the temple.
One
more devotee had wanted to meet me, so I came to the temple. There was.
Yeah, I mean that was the person who I asked you previous day, Guruji. Okay, I'll come on Sunday, Guruji.
You can come on Sunday and call me.
Yeah, I'll call. Yeah.
And Bhagavatam class will be there, and many devotees will be there. You just participate, and after Bhagavatam there will be prasadam. So just I'll meet you also.
Yeah, okay. Thanks.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, thank you. Any other questions? No questions for today. We'll wind up. No questions. Okay, I thank each and every devotee for participating in today's session, and I request each and everyone to attend tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the most important. So what have you learned in today? In tomorrow's session is something you're showing the gratitude. You'll know what is a person's hard work, that it is something, the drop of blood that we are eating today as the fruit. His hard work is the fruit that we are enjoying today. That should be our gratitude tomorrow. At least you should try to glorify something for Srila Prabhupada. Let us first see the video and read about that PDF, and then you'll be able to understand more and something from your own words. Okay, now let us chant once Hare Krishna Mahamantra and end. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare. Thank you. Now I'll give the option to unmute yourself. You can unmute and say once Hare Krishna and leave the session.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Kumada Mataji,
Hare
Santosh,
Krishna Prabhuji.
Anand Prabhu, Mamata Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna, Manjunath
Hare
Prabhu,
Krishna
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Ashwita Mataji, Hare Krishna, Chaitanya Mataji, Hare Krishna, Ajit Kumar
Hare
Prabhu,
Krishna Prabhu.
Mataji, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna.
Radhika Mataji, Hare Krishna, Ashwita Devadiga Mataji, Hare Krishna. Okay. Yes. Thank you to all. Yes, Chandrasekhar Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Pramod Prabhu. Thank you all for joining the session. We'll continue with Prabhupada biography tomorrow.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Bala.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Ishwara Prabhu. Dhanyavad.
Yes, I'm